American Top 40.
This is Casey on AT40 in Hollywood, and now we're up to a hit by a country star who once got so annoyed when jazz giant Stan Kenton criticized country music that he challenged Kenton, offered to pay him $10,000 if the jazz man could record a country hit. Well, Kenton says he won. Here's the story. A few years ago, jazz band leader and composer Stan Kenton was asked in an interview to comment on the current state of country music. So, Kenton responded by flipping off a comment about how country music just isn't what it used to be. In fact, said Kenton, it's a national disgrace. Now, that remark might have gone unheeded had it not been noticed by country star Charlie Daniels. Kenton's comment got Charlie Daniels' blood boiling. Said Charlie, I don't understand his music and he doesn't understand mine, but you won't find me going around calling Stan Kenton's music a national disgrace. So Charlie Daniels challenged Stan Kenton. I said I'd give him $10,000 if he'd cut one decent country tune. Stan Kenton's response was to send Charlie Daniels a copy of an album he had cut back in the 50s with country great Tex Ritter, along with a bill for $10,000. But Charlie Daniels wouldn't pay up. He said I wouldn't even listen to the record. I meant for him to go to Nashville and cut it himself. Stan Kenton's about as country as the Empire State Building. End of quote by Charlie Daniels. Well, Stan Kenton hasn't collected his $10,000, and Charlie Daniels hasn't listened to Kenton's country record. So this tempest in a corn jug is a dead standoff. This week, Charlie Daniels moves up a notch to number 7 with The Devil Went Down to Georgia. Second week in the top 10, now at number 7, moving up 1, Charlie Daniels Band, The Devil Went Down to Georgia. 6 big ones to number 1, and we're counting down.
The hits from coast to coast.
This is Casey on AT40 in Hollywood. Now, you'd think that one of the fringe benefits of being a recognizable star is getting good tables in restaurants and admission to night spots, right? Well, not always. Take the case of country star Charlie Daniels. Not long ago, Charlie was visiting New York City, and one evening he decided to pay a visit to New York's most famous country music club, the Lone Star Cafe. After all, it was Charlie Daniels' birthday, and he felt like drinking his beer in a place that would remind him of home. So Charlie Daniels piled a few friends into his limousine and cruised down to the Lone Star Cafe. And when they got there, not wanting to create a stir, Charlie walked up to the doorman, explained who he was, and asked if he could have an inconspicuous table so he wouldn't be mobbed by his fans. A reasonable request. But to Charlie's surprise, the doorman said, "You're not Charlie Daniels. I happen to be a close personal friend of Charlie Daniels, and you're not him." And the doorman instructed Charlie to wait in line with everyone else if he wanted to get into this club. Well, you can imagine Charlie Daniels' surprise. After all, who couldn't recognize him? Weighing close to 300 pounds and standing 6 feet 2. And he had never seen the doorman in his life. But he knew there was no reasoning with this man, so Charlie got back into the limousine and headed on home to celebrate his birthday. This week, the Charlie Daniels Band is at number 36 with In America.
Well, the eagle's been flying.
The Charlie Daniels Band falling from number 11 to 36 in the countdown on American Top 40 with In America. 35 big hits to number 1, and we're counting them down.
The hits from coast to coast.
Well, now we're up to the latest hit by a man who recently faced what has to be the greatest fear for any musician, losing the use of a hand. A musician with an injured hand is like a bird with a broken wing, and the terror of that possibility recently confronted country guitar picker and fiddle player Charlie Daniels. Charlie was working on his farm outside of Nashville, digging post holes with a machine hitched to his tractor. He climbed down to adjust the digger, and suddenly it happened. Charlie said, "I caught my glove in the turning gears. My hand was grabbed and it was being wrapped around in the machine. It scared the hell out of me. If the machine kept wrapping it around, it could have pulled my arm off." Then Charlie said, "Divine intervention saved me. When my glove got caught, I said, 'Help me, Lord.' There was a guy on the tractor and he pulled the choke to stop it. The funny part is that it usually takes a little while to choke a tractor engine down. But as soon as he touched it, the tractor cut right off. The Lord answered me." End of quote from a very lucky and a very thankful Charlie Daniels. Charlie's arm was badly broken in the accident and his hand was mangled. But they healed up and allowed him to record the album that has given him 2 hits already this year. the song In America, and his latest, The Legend of Woolly Swamp. And on the record sleeve underneath the lyrics is printed, "Special thanks to God for healing my right arm." Here's Charlie Daniels. The Charlie Daniels Band, fourth week on American Top 40, now at number 31, moving up a notch. The Legend of Woolly Swamp. 30 big hits to number 1, and we're counting them down.
The hits from coast to coast.